Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic and we got another giant. So I've been playing so many other things that I kind of forget some of the main game plans that I had when this set first released, or the first spoilers. And I remember seeing Crystalline Giant, I'm like, oh, we got another 3-drop giant. We have the chance to play Giant Tribal again and have it do really, really well. And then just like so many other things, Winota was here. There was, all the companion stuff. There were just so many fun things to do in this set because Ikoria was honestly an awesome set. Even though there were some hiccups between everything that was going on with companions, whatnot, we still had such a fun set. But Crystalline Giant is a card that I've been super excited to play around with the Giant Tribal deck because we needed more 3-drop giants. We do have like Uro, which is really nice in here as well, which we're going to play. We have Bone Crusher Giant, which has good abilities and everything, but it was hard when we weren't able to keep things on the battlefield and have bodies on the battlefield to then by turn 5 be able to destroy all non-giant creatures and swing in for a lot of damage. And we have the ability to do that pretty well now with this deck, and so that's kind of the game plan, is basically use the abilities of Bone Crusher Giant, Beanstalk Giant, Realm Cloak Giant, where we have a one-sided board wipe with Realm Cloak Giant, which is the main reason to be playing giants. Like, that's a reason to have this be a tribal deck. I mean, we could maybe bring in things like Icon of Ancestry as well. I kind of forgot about this card. Icon of Ancestry might come into this deck just for the fact of being able to draw some cards. We could probably bring this in and go down 1 Kroxa. I'm going to do that. Just for the fun of having it be more tribal. I like to do more tribal type decks, and Kroxa is really just like splashed into this deck anyway. So yeah, overall, hey, thanks so much for subscribing, Havoc. So what I like about this is that we have a one-sided board wipe, which cannot be overstated as a very powerful effect. We get to go crazy with this, destroy all non-giant creatures, swing in for a massive board. If we have like a Beanstalk Giant with a bunch of lands, that's like 9 points of damage right there. But what we're really trying to do is, control the early game. We have Stomps with Bone Crusher Giant to be able to destroy some stuff. We have our Uro just to kind of gain life, a Royal Grazer to slow down the more aggro decks, and we get to have another 3-drop creature, which can hopefully get first strike, death touch, or something like that to be able to beat out the more aggro decks, but then also just be a good creature. Like, the 3-drop slot is really powerful. If we get to have this stay on the battlefield for a little bit, we get to do a lot of really good effects. Like, we get to do some pretty cool stuff with 3 drops, because if it doesn't get board wiped on turn 4, sweet, we also have a good creature. We can board wipe all their blockers, swing in, and get in for lots of damage. Anyway, so that's kind of game plan. But then we also have the mid-rangey type of game plan where we have just big beefy creatures in the late game. We have lots of consistent value. We have the ramp package in here. We have a Royal Grazer, Growth Spiral into Uro, which I am a little bit light on lands for that to really work well, so we may end up cutting some stuff here as we go along, which I am probably going to adjust this deck as we play it, because I've not tested it out a ton, but I wanted to have all 5 color planes, giants in here. I probably need to cut out 1 swamp as well and change up a couple of things. Let's just do this real quick. Go up a forest at least. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. This is basically a deck. We're playing giants and we're gonna have some fun playing it. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's go and jump into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. All right, up against mtga, bring it on. And we have some ramp, we have Crystalline Giant. We're gonna go ahead and keep this. We have almost all of our colors, not the black mana for Kroxa, which Kroxa is such a funky card in this one. Like, honestly, it's there more for the meme, I feel like, more than it actually being great. I wanted just to throw in the 5th color. I mean, Kroxa, of course, is great, but it's hard to really consistently play this on turn 2, which is where you get the most value out of it. We have enough black mana to be able to play this from the graveyard as well, if it happens. Do I want to go for more ramp? We have Crystalline Giant into this. They're going to be playing Mutate. We might just go a bit more aggressive. Tectonic Giant is a great card. No attacks, pass the turn. Dude, Chimera's is here too? Do we have like all the peeps? What is up? Migratory Greathorn. All right, please get a +1/+1 encounter, or flying. Actually, this, yeah, flying would be great. All right, so we could ramp up if we find Icon of Ancestry. That does let us guarantee we get to swing through here. We could also find black mana and go for Kroxa. Let's do that. All right, so let's go ahead and Beanstalk Giant, grab a Swamp, pay 2 Kroxa, make him discard, and see what we get here. Lifelink. All right, so no attacks past the turn. Lifelink's actually not bad. Occasionally, once we get the icon down, we'll be able to do some cool stuff with this in just a bit. Polywog Symbiote, another one. So I'm not sure. So I like that Mutate costs less. Like that is actually a crazy good effect. They have 2 of those out. Ooh, Realmcloak Giant. Are they holding up Counterspell? Do I let them like go off a little bit more here, or do I go ahead and go for the Realmcloak Giant now? I think we go ahead and just go for it. All right, so we're chewing in. Death Touch, Vigilance, Lifelink, or Reach, Lifelink. There we go. Down to 14. Getting rid of all of the enablers is pretty nice. And they have the Sterix. All right, sweet. So it has Death Touch. I actually am fine if they block it here. I want Tectonic Giant, I think, more than Icon of Ancestry, though. We can't play anything else, right? So, yeah, Tectonic Giant. I could play this and draw a card, but, I mean, we get some value out of this as well. All right, we'll go ahead and swing in. Yeah, I don't think they'd block. Down to 10. So we're basically just looking for another Realmcloak Giant, which that's the reason for the Icon of Ancestry, is that if we can find it, you know, so we have Tectonic Giant to go digging for it, and we have something else in the deck that at least goes and digs for it a little bit better. Sweet. All right. Dude, Rainbow Giants are the thing. I have a hard time playing things in second main phase because there was a glitch on Arena where you would automatically kind of skip your second main phase for a while. And so like I just kind of got used to doing it naturally. And if we find lands, if we find a green source, this is a beautiful hand. We have the Stomp against Lurrus, which is kind of nice, and we can just hope to find green. I mean, we have a pretty good chance of finding, I think, in the stack. But if we don't, it's a really dead hand. We're gonna keep it. Like, I mean, this is such a great curve if it gets to go off. Steam Vents tapped. Sentinel's Eyes. All right, they're holding up protection for it looks like. We are gonna go for the Stomp. I guess we could wait until they have something else, but I'm gonna go ahead and go for it. Hexproof, something like that would be terrible. Yeah, all right. Clearing Aegis. All right, they had literally everything. That's cool. And we got nothing. All right, that's game. Sweet, going on to the next one. Yay. The Orzhov Afterlife help deck you. Sweet. All right, up against Tresnor. I'll bring it on Tresnor. And we have lands. We have Beanstalk to get up to Realmcloak Giant. We don't really have the Yorvo because we have to get white mana for this. We'll keep it though. I mean, getting to a turn 4 board wipe is a decent plan up against most decks. And then otherwise, we still have some good stuff. Hey, Bazinga, thanks so much for this, for the Prime sub. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you guys have a Amazon Prime account, you can hop onto Twitch and you get a free subscription every month for your favorite person. Just most people don't use it, so if you have a chance to use it, use it. It's nice, you know. If we find a green source, I'm gonna go for the Yorvo. So play out Breeding Pool tapped, try to get our green sources out. Even though I'd like to get some white mana on the battlefield, we don't have to right now, you know? You know? You guys know. Man, do I go digging for a white source here? Or do I try to be able to play Yorvo? Yorvo's not bad. They're going to probably have creature removal. Growth Spiral. Man, I love playing janky stuff against good stuff. We're going to go ahead and grab the Forest. I feel like they haven't played any creatures out. I'm not needing the board wipe just yet. I'm expecting this to be like Sultai ramp. They're going to be ramping into Casualties of War. And having more lands, more value in hand is going to be better. But getting out Yorvo for a big body is not terrible either. Big body, big body, big body. Okay, go Yorvo. Steam Vent's tapped. Pass the turn. Yeah, Yorvo is really ambitious in this deck as well. It's a one of. It can be a really, really aggressive creature if we, we have lots of green lands that produce green mana in this deck, so that we can cast him, but it makes it difficult. Realmcloak Giant probably going to get taken here. Growth Spiral draws us cards though, so yeah. I mean, they are going to be playing creatures. It doesn't actually kill Uro, which is probably the biggest downside of Realmcloak Giant right now in the format, because it's just a really good card. Not surveilling to get the Uro out earlier. Interesting. Must be a great card. Yorvo out of mono. No, Yorvo in Giants is not a waste. Yorvo is brilliant. It's the bestest thing that could happen. We might be able to get a green creature here, so I'm going to go ahead and Growth Spiral first. Try to find a creature here. They just have removal. Lame sauce. We don't have the green mana to actually play this, so I guess we decline. Bummer. Alright, that was terrible. We'll play the Grazer now just to have something to block an Uro later on. We still need white mana, so grab the plains, pass the turn. We don't have any black mana, so Kroxa is a dead draw. Everything else should be pretty good now. We also can just play these guys out as 8/8s. Uro comes out. That's cool, that's cool. And do they have the land for Casualties of War to be online? How is RNGesus treating me today? Game 1, great. This one, I'm trying to play a 5-color deck, so I mean, you can take that as it is. It's never really a great plan to be playing a 5-color deck. Send the message, pass the turn. Oh man. I mean, this is a really big threat. If they have Casualties of War, they kill this in a land, but we get another Beanstalk Giant right away. Odd. All right. Yep, that's good. That's good. We actually have a lot of odd creatures. Dude, I've been surprised how good Beanstalk Giant Extinction Event has been. All right, Tectonic Giant and Crystalline Giant. This has at least some targeted removal value, and they're opposite converted mana cost, so we kind of dodge the Extinction Event a little bit. Do I have a Chromatic Lantern in the deck? No, I should probably add at least a couple Chromatic Lantern into the deck. I should probably cut out Kroxa and not have the 5th color. That's really the answer. But I do kind of like how the deck is playing right at the moment. All right, give me something good here. It already has Vigilance, so like Death Touch would be sweet, or Flying. Cameo.
Let us have a storied battle worth telling. I know I noted this somewhere.
Still haven't found Casualties of War. We cannot kill the Uro, unfortunately. I mean, Beanstalk Giant can, I guess. I can pretend I have a stomp. No, I guess we can't. I can draw with this as well. I think it is probably just Beanstalk Giant. Get a big body out there again. Give it flying. That's terrible. All right, no attacks past the turn. They can't really attack with her. I guess they can because Tamiyo fills the graveyard like crazy. Tamiyo with Uro is busted. That's like the main reason this deck does so well. Beast Whisperer to draw. That could be pretty good. I mean, Tectonic Giant is supposed to draw pretty well for us. That's kind of like, and we have Growth Spiral to be able to kind of dig through our deck a little bit more. We have enough ramp between Beanstalk Giant and Uro and a Baroque Razor for the ramp that Growth Spiral is kind of there for the ramp as well, but also to have a bit of card draw. We came to play Giants. We're doing the fun thing, you know, and that's what matters. All right, did they find the Casualties of War? I feel like they'd be taking for it with Tamiyo right away if they didn't. Maybe not. They might be going for like Extinction Event, but that kills their Uro as well. Sack Fable Passage. To
the library.
2 Casualties of War. Man, how do you beat 2 Casualties of War? So the issue here is that Crystalline Giant is also an artifact. And so they can get creature, artifact, kill a land, swing in. And that'll be pretty good. Oh, and they have a third. I don't know in any world where you can beat 3 Casualties of War in a row. And they can bring them back from the graveyard. Yeah, that's game. Especially because our board wipe doesn't even work against this deck, so... Alright. That's a bad matchup. We will go to the next one. We could probably bring in Chromatic Lantern. I'm going to play it again one more game as it is. And then we'll see if we really need to bring in Chromatic Lantern. The issue is, like, what do we cut out for Chromatic Lantern? Probably Yorvo, probably Kroxa, but then we lose part of the reason that we're playing 5 colors in the first place. And so that's the thing, is that I feel like if we bring it in, we're cutting out a lot of things that would give it the reason to even play it in the first place. So I'm fine having occasional decks that just don't run perfectly to be able to play for the theme and for the fun of it, you know? You guys know. Turn 3 Crystalline Giant, no Growth Spiral at the moment for no blue mana. Don't quite have the Tectonic Giant either. This is another reason for the Crystalline Giant, is that we actually get to play it. I am going to keep this one. We have 2 draws to try to find it. If we hit the mana for Growth Spiral, this is perfect. Healer's Hawk. Alright, stop your ground tapped, pass the turn. Blue mana, blue mana, blue mana. I have 25 lands, I think, in the deck. Ooh, just mono white. Ooh, interesting. Okay, Grazer. Decent blocker for us. Oh, that's right. I forgot that you did Giants on that one as well. You'd have to send me the list again to refresh my memory, though. Alright, take 1. No! Alright, Crystalline Giant. Reach is actually pretty nice here as well with that. Man, we only have like 3 lands that give us black mana in this deck, and we've found 2 of them. Yay! Yeah, maybe the Chromatic Lantern is needed here. Or just cutting out black altogether. It would probably run, like, honestly, with the amount of ramp we have and different ways to, like, find lands and stuff, it would probably do okay. Okay. Not gonna swing at that, but alright. I probably kill Healer's Hawk while we can instead of just playing out the Bone Crusher. No attacks. We also don't have any white mana for the anything else at the moment. Yeah, I think this deck needs to cut out the black. That's probably the biggest thing. It would run so much better if we did. No blocks. We'll block the Heliod instead. Alright, that lets us find blue mana. Alright, no attacks. Still no white mana, so we don't get the board wipe. Gideon.
I march into battle as your champion of justice.
Brutal steps as well. Fair. Alright, block here. Did they give this lifelink as well? Yeah. Oh, and we drew it on the right turn as well, but not enough. If we hit a land here with Uro, we can play the Tectonic Giant. Guess we can also play Bone Crusher. Does that keep us alive? I don't think so. Not with the Gideon. Alright. Without the white mana for the board wipe, we're done. Alright, let's go ahead and fix the deck to try to make it like actually competitive now. Because I mean, what we've got is fun, it's cool, but we do need to switch it up so we got some other, like, it has to have a shot. Alright, so let's go ahead and add Chromatic. I think we can cut out one Grazer, cut out Kroxa, cut out the black mana. We'll go... I guess we only had 24 lands in the deck too. We probably want more. Let's go up an island. I also don't have Fabled Passage. Which we have a way to be going and grabbing basic lands as well. And cut out the Triomes for maybe 2 or 3 Fabled Passages as well. Yeah, Matchmaker, it does seem like I'm playing up against certain decks when I play certain decks. Like consistently that seems to be the case. Okay, let's cut out Yorvo as well. 25 lands. I feel like that's a better deck right there. We could also cut out the Thrix and just go for the main game plan. Like the best giants are these 5, you know, these 6. And I can maybe put in one more Chromatic Lantern or an Icon of Ancestry to be able to hit them more consistently. Not having things get countered is nice, and having a flash is not bad. But I think we cut the Thrix as well, and we go up one more... Let's go Icon of Ancestry, just for the fun of it. We have to keep this fun in some way, you know? Alright, there we go. 4 colored giants. Alright, sweet. Yeah, seriously, you make a combo deck, you match with the deck that has all the answers, or you make like a Cavalcade of Calamity deck and you're face up against mono white or mono red that like I noticed that you end up running up against a deck that's either very similar to your deck or a deck that has like all the answers for it. Yeah, that happens pretty consistently. Up against Luris with a board wipe. Yeah, we'll keep it. Lots of shock lands. That's not the worst though. We have the colors that we want. It is a lot easier to find colors for four colors than 3. Luris Knights. Yeah. Okay, play that tap, pass the turn. Grazer is probably our best draw here, so we don't have to shock ourselves but still get out a bunch more lands. Alright, pass the turn. If we can survive to the Realm Cloak Giant, we have a really good shot at winning. If we don't, however, we're in heaps and heaps of trouble. Oh man, that's brutal. Oh, ouch, 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 ouch. And we have to shock ourselves. All right, not a shock land. I like that. I like it lots. Lifelink. First strike's not bad either. Worthy Knight. If they play any other knight, I think they have lethal. And we're pretty close to it anyway. And a Worthy Knight. All right, yeah, that's game. So 6. We can only block so much damage. That's actually fine. We do get to trade off here. Unfortunately, we didn't ever find any ramp to get to the Realm Cloak Giant, though. We had to find ramp. And we can't shock ourselves to get to the Tectonic Giant. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and Growth Spell. Try to find what we can find. Bam. We're killing ourselves our own way. Yeah, I mean, Realm Cloak Giant is like the perfect card for this kind of situation. We just have to hit ramp with it up against an aggro deck. It's going to happen. All right, let me check out yours, Carlos. Ooh, Escape to the Wilds is good. I forgot about the 2-headed giant. Is that standard playable? I'm trying to remember where that's... what that symbol is. Just for the memeing. That's fair. I dig it. We have the ramp package as long as we find one land. We have 25 lands in the deck. I'm going to say that we're going to find it. Chromatic Lantern, Beanstalks, Uro, all the Butamus. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, Bring Bull tapped. Trilocrums. All right. So we do have the ramp online. Play that tapped, pass the turn. I'm actually intrigued to see how this matchup goes. Jund Sacrifice versus Giants. We probably end up doing fairly well. We force the sacks pretty often. We probably ought to get out Uro before. Let's see here. Chromatic Lantern gives us board wipe on the next turn. We actually have a land to play right now with Uro, so like we get the ramp this turn if we do it. So we get to ramp either way. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, we don't want the sacrifice trigger if they have a Mayhem Devil. Priest of Forgotten Gods. All right, yeah, this would be a great turn for board wipe. So white mana off the top would be the bestest. Or not. That's cool. Okay, Chromatic Lantern. Mountain. Let's go ahead and get some ramp going, just so we can bring out the Beanstalk Giants. So Priest of Forgotten Gods can go off for this turn if they want to. We won't have any creatures, so we're just going to take 2, and they get to draw cards, but that should be fine. Let's grab Plains. I don't know if they are running artifact removal in the main board. I don't actually know the full Jund list. Mayhem Devil. Alright, so they get some... They need to get in for quite a bit of damage here. Alright, Realm Cloak Giant. I think I want to hold up the Bone Crusher Giant. Be able to kill like another Priest of Forgotten Gods or something. Yeah, it's fine. Activates here, sacks both of them. That's cool, that's cool. Okay, down to 12. That's fine. Off with the heads. Yep. Dude, it takes so long to play against Jund. Especially if you have an effect. So I could play Icon of Ancestry. I could ramp here. Or I could just hold up the removal. Icon is nice. Getting all of our stuff a little bit bigger. Let's go for Beanstalk, though. I think that just getting a little, like our creatures a little bit bigger will be nice. And we have an answer for Priest of Forgotten Gods, which is probably the biggest issue. I don't think it matters what we really grab with Chromatic Lantern out. And we have enough of everything. They haven't fixed these lands, I guess, with the ability there. There's supposed to be a line of text, but it's full art. So full art, I guess, just doesn't work. That's awesome. Whoa, Strider, whoa. All right, so unfortunately we also lose our Bone Crusher Giant here. So we target Priest of Forgotten Gods. Woe Strider kills it. Which means that we lose our Bone Crusher Giant. But we also need to start filling our graveyard a bit for an Uro. That is probably one downside. Uro doesn't really get to come back very easily with this deck. Alright, Beanstalk Giant. It's a big boy. There is something we said about just playing the creature with Vigilance instead there. But we can play that next turn as well. Another Trail of Crumbs. Crystalline Giant so that we can maybe have a chance of getting some lifelink going would be nice. All right, attack in. I mean, they have a decent blocker. But we're going to start making them use it. Woe Strider comes back next turn. I think we just go for more big bodies at the moment. Icon of Ancestry. So next turn we can loot, or we can dig with Icon of Ancestry and play Realm Cloak Giant on Giant. They have to kill us in like 3 turns, basically. Otherwise, the pressure of just really beefy creatures will get them. Another piece of Forgotten Gods. That's annoying. And Mayhem Devil. Hey, all the pieces that help them win. How about that? Gotta love really good drawing. I mean, Trail of Crumbs helps a lot. They also kind of have to block here. Arrow's not the worst for some life gain. Uro could help us get another land. We can still play out another creature to be able to sack something too. So we have the Grazer and Uro. This is just another big threat though. I think I'm going to go for the Uro this turn. Because we can draw into like a Tectonic Giant or something like that, which would be sweet. Yeah, we sack, they duel into our face. That's cool. Icon of Ancestry. Number 2. On Giant. Being able to draw 2 cards each turn is really, really nice. 2 Giants. That's just so that we have sack outlet for Priest. All right, swinging in for 24, and they take it. Whoa, okay. That's why you had Shadow Spear in your list, yeah. Oh yeah, Shadow Spear would be pretty good in here for sure. I'm not sure how many copies you would run for it though. Probably because we have 2 Icon of Ancestries. You probably put 1 copy in for maybe like only go down to 3 copies of Growth Spiral because you don't necessarily need those. I think we dig for Realm Cloak Giant. If we can just have a board wipe happen here. Yeah, they kind of see the writing on the wall too. If we do find Realm Cloak Giant there, we win. We can also just kind of hold back a little bit as well. I mean, Tectonic Giant is also nice. We get to swing in and deal direct damage. So I think that we did have them there. I don't know. They played a lot of really relevant things at the end there. Yeah, Stomp would be nice as well. Yeah, seriously, Stomp. There's a lot of good stuff. All right, so that's it for the Rainbow Giants. We did change up the deck list a little bit halfway through, and I do like this deck list of it a lot better in the YouTube video. So this is the outro here. I'm recording it live, so just telling people, you know, hang around. But yeah, overall, I like this deck. I think it's pretty powerful. I like the changes that we made to it. So I'll try to put both deck lists down below. Actually, I didn't get the first deck list, so this will be the updated one down below. The Croxa and everything in it is pretty fun. And I don't know. I think that this is just definitely a lot better chance to go for it. Realm Cloak Giant is really, really powerful. Being able to have a one-sided board wipe is insanely powerful. We see that with Extinction Event, where Extinction Event kind of has that similar effect. right now. Although typically the decks that are playing it aren't playing creatures as well, where we are playing those big mid-range creatures are doing good stuff. I think our biggest issue is that we have just 1-drops and 2-drops not really doing a ton. We need to have interaction and removal. I mean, we technically have this as a 2-drop to be able to remove some stuff as well, so we have a little bit of a curve here with it, but that's probably the one side of things I would say that we could probably help out, is just try to have a little bit more interaction in the early game. Maybe bring in like Scorching Dragonfires, or maybe just kind of like beat with Shadow Spear was another one that was brought up, which would be really good to just be able to get some life link and everything. We can get that out on turn 1, turn 2, and then start equipping it later on. So there's a couple things you can change up with this deck, but overall I like it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.